What's up everyone, and welcome back to another video. In this video, I'll be reviewing one of the very few fictional models produced by Realtoy, and what is probably also the most well-known fictional model that Realtoy has produced, and that is the flyRussia 747 Airport Playset. So this is a fictional model that was distributed by Premier Planes only as an airport playset. This model is actually one of 9 different fictional models that Realtoy has produced over time, or at least 9 known fictional models that Realtoy has produced. Those other ones include the Realjet 787 and International 747. Those models I do have in my collection. Other ones include the City of Paris A380, Swiss Airlines 747, Holiday Airlines 747, Denver International Airport 747, and the Toys R Us 737 Airport Playset and the Toys R Us A330 Airport Playset. There definitely are a couple more fictional models that Realtoy has produced over time that just are not really known yet, but there definitely are some more that exist out there. I'm pretty sure there are definitely quite a lot more that exist. So in case any of you have seen one of my more recent videos where I discussed 10 different Realtoy models that in my opinion were some of the most underrated models that Realtoy has produced, this was a model that I had included in that video just because of the design, the overall design of the box. In my opinion, this box art design on this model is one of the most well-designed boxes out of all the models that Realtoy has produced since they started producing models in 1993. And also because of the fact that this model was the only Realtoy model that has been produced, discontinued, brought back and produced again, and then discontinued for a second time. So this model was first introduced sometime possibly around 2016, 2017. I'm really not sure when this model was first introduced. Both times it was produced and distributed, or produced by Realtoy and distributed by Premier Planes only as an airport playset. And it was discontinued sometime before 2019 and then brought back for a couple months and produced again. That's when the popularity on this model kind of grew and a lot more collectors were able to get this model in their collection. It went from being a really rare and hard to find model to a fairly common model, and what is now actually one of the most accessible models that you can actually get in your collection. The second one I would say is the International 747. Usually you can find several of those listed on eBay every year. New condition ones are a little bit more difficult to find, but you can certainly find used ones on eBay quite often. So after this model was produced again for a couple months around 2019, 2020, this model was discontinued for the second and the last time, and it has not been produced since. But when they did produce it again, it does seem like that Realtoy produced quite a good amount of these models because you were able to get it probably for another couple years afterwards. Over time, though, this model kind of has disappeared from websites. The most common website, though, if you are looking for one, would be to look on eBay UK. When this model was kind of back into its second round of being production, this model was pretty much you can get it off of normal eBay or eBay UK. Both times you really would only be able to get it from the UK, but I got this model in 2021 from a listing that was actually a really good price. It was coming from the UK, but surprisingly, shipping from the UK to the US is usually relatively expensive. Usually it's around $30 or more than $30. But the model that I was able to get this one or the listing was, I think it was $15 and then $15 for shipping, which is actually a really great deal considering that this model was new condition coming from the UK. So unfortunately, over time, this model has decreased popularity and it's become slightly more rare and difficult to find. But if you do want one, I'm pretty sure there still are some listings on there as of right now. Definitely from years from now, it will probably become a lot more rare. But for now, this model still remains as being one of the most easy to get fictional Realtoy models. So one of the main things about this model that I wish I kind of could have the answer to is why exactly this model was produced. Because obviously it's not a real airline, although the box and the livery design on the aircraft definitely makes it look like it's a real airline, and how the vehicles and the signs all together make it look like it's an actual airport playset for an actual airline. But this is not a real airline, and I do kind of think that the logo kind of resembles the Aeroflot logo for Russia's main airline. The Aeroflot logo with the flag kind of in the wavy pattern and that goes along the tail on the Aeroflot livery design on their aircraft. Kind of resembles what this one has, but this is not a real airline, and I'm not really sure if this was made for, like, as a country thing for the country. So I know there is a Swiss, the Swiss Airlines 747 was a model that I believe was most likely made for the kind of the country of Switzerland, but I'm not really sure why exactly this model was produced, but it was distributed by Premier Planes, and Premier Planes, or Premier Portfolio, is a UK-based distributor for the models. So I wish I could know why exactly this model was produced, but hopefully hopefully I might be able to find that out in the future, but for right now, I really don't know. But that pretty much is all the information for this model. There is only one type of variant that this model was produced as. Some pictures may look like there's different ones between color differences, but this model is red, but depending on certain cameras and pictures and stuff and lighting, the model can look orange, but the plane itself is actually red, or the fuselage coloring on it. So another version of the playset, though, at least the model is exactly the same, but the only another form of the playset, there was a one that was distributed with a blue plastic interior. It was more of a light blue. I'm not sure if how many of those were produced, or even if it was an actual type of playset that was produced. It could have just been a separate interior. But I did see a couple pictures of this playset with having a blue plastic interior that the plane, the signs, and the vehicles would sit in. But so like usual now, I will start off here for the review of the box. So the entire box, rather than just being in one color or one specific design, the entire box has a really nice color changing difference here, and even has the details for the flag of the between the red, the blue, and the white on the Russian flag. There's a flyRussia logo up at the top with lowercase logo right there, and then a capital R. And then there is the flag that goes kind of off of the A. Airport Playset, diecast metal, new livery designs, and plastic parts. And one of the main things about this box that why I consider it to be one of the most detailed Realtoy boxes is just because of the really great detail that they added at the top to add some landmarks included here, and the pictures that they included on all of the boxes. I just think it really ties everything together. It really makes the playset look a lot more professional, and definitely makes it look a lot more like an actual airline. So, which is another reason why I include this model on one of the in the video of some of the most underrated Daron Realtoy models, just because of the overall design on this model. So flyRussia logo is on the side again, with you can see the details on the flag between the white, blue, and then the red. And then the flyRussia logo, diecast metal, new livery designs, and plastic parts on each side of that as well. And then on the back of the box, you can still see part of the coloring here for the flag with the red, white, blue. And then there is the boxer image for the 747 model with a flyRussia logo up at the top with a flag going off of the A. Airport Playset, diecast metal, new livery designs, and plastic parts. With the 747-400, really great detail there for the plane. And then with the bus, the catering truck, and the stair truck, and then the usual random signs that are included on some of these boxer images as well. There's the Premier Portfolio, their address and information down at the bottom of the sticker. This box also is one of the very few that has the customer information on it, which is pretty much where it says, please keep packaging for future reference. I know it usually is sometimes displayed on more detailed boxes, but it actually is on the United 777 box, if anyone has noticed that. As far as I know, that is one of the only like main US based, more common Realtoy models that has that listed on the box. I'm not sure why they put that on some of them, not others, but it is really interesting. The boxer image for the plane on the back is, this one does look like it's orange, but the model itself is actually red. But so that pretty much is all for the review of the box. So like usual, I will pause the video and take out the playset. So here is the flyRussia 747 Airport Playset. So like usual, I didn't take out the signs because they are pretty much the same exact signs that come in all of the European distributed Realtoy playsets, as well as some of the older playsets as well. So starting off here for the review of the plane. So up at the front, there are the 747 cockpit windows, and unfortunately, this model does have, I don't want to say if I necessarily would say that it is a misprint or a chip, but on the paint. But on the nose here, there is kind of some misplaced paint that isn't really evenly painted on or printed on right there. And then also some of the cockpit windows are kind of crooked as well, but these kind of misprints are very common for really any company that makes any sort of model. It's really common to have some sort of misprint, at least on the plane. And below the cockpit windows, there are where the cabin windows start. All of the cabin windows on this model are white. Definitely a good decision by Daron to not make these silver or Realtoy to not make these silver, because if they were silver, they definitely would blend in a lot more to the back of the color on the fuselage, and would definitely be a lot more difficult to see. So, as the white windows are displayed that go throughout the entire plane, there's a first cabin door. The cabin door on this plane, on this model, definitely, for some reason, it seems to be a little smaller, maybe because of the white outline and then the red background kind of makes it look a little bit smaller. But then there is the flyRussia logo design right there, displayed across the front of the plane, kind of between the upper deck and then the lower deck, with the blue, red, and then the flag coloring there, the white, blue, and then the red design there. And then the rest of the cabin windows, there is no registration number on this model, since it is a fictional model. Definitely, considering that Realtoy usually uses fake registration numbers on a lot of actual Realtoy models, it definitely wouldn't make sense if they included an actual registration number to a plane on here. But I mean, I guess that kind of could be a guess to why exactly this model would be produced if there was a real registration number. But anyway, moving on to the tail, there's a flyRussia logo that goes up diagonally from the bottom to the top corner of the tail, with the blue, red, and then the flag coloring displayed there. And then the undercarriage, as well as the wings, are all painted, or I don't really would say that they're painted, but they're more just in the basic house white coloring. When the models are produced, the plastic is always just in this generic white before they are painted. And then the wings, or not the wings, the engines are in the blue. So the entire plane represents the colors of the flag, with the blue engines, the white wings, and then the undercarriage, and then the orange, or the reddish orange, supposed to be red, fuselage coloring throughout the entire plane. And then on the bottom, or the undercarriage of the plane, there is the main landing gear with the Realtoy logo and the model stand displayed right there. It really would have been great if there was a model stand that was included in this playset, but if there was a single plane, there definitely would have been a model stand. But unfortunately, model stands are not included in playsets, which I think Realtoy should change that, or maybe even allow model stands to be sold separately, because it's nice to be able to display the planes, and it kind of sucks whenever the only way to get them is by getting certain models. So, but anyway, one thing about this model I did want to mention is that there are quite a few, I want to say, some of these aren't even misprints, apart from right here on the back of the plane, with having the kind of the cabin windows and then the rear cabin door kind of a little crooked at the bottom, and then having the cockpit window a little crooked as well. But the main thing about these fully painted models is that they are a lot more prone to getting misprints. So for how nice it is that a model is fully painted and you don't have to worry about there being stickers peeling off or stickers getting deteriorated, and having a fully painted model that you can just pretty much do anything with and not have to worry about stickers coming off. For how nice that is, honestly, in my opinion, it's really not that worth it, or really not as great as it sounds, because the fully painted models are a lot more prone to getting misprints on it, because it's not like a sticker where they just print out the sticker, cut it out, and then just put it on all the models. For each model that is fully painted, each one has to have the designs specifically printed on directly onto the plane. So it definitely leaves a lot more room for mistakes or errors to be included on the planes whenever they are being produced. So for how nice it is that models are being updated to be fully painted, I just really hope that most of these models are fully painted and actually well detailed, and put some time and effort into actually making sure that they're not just randomly have the designs thrown onto the plane and that they're completely wrong, because I have some fully painted models where the windows are misplaced and cockpit windows are crooked, and a lot of other stuff too. So I don't think I've ever mentioned that before in the videos, but I definitely wanted to kind of address that. But so moving on to the first vehicle in this playset is the catering truck here. There is no logos on or really any other details on the truck besides the sticker on the main part of the truck. Has the orange, or I keep saying orange, the red background, more of a reddish orange background with the outline. This one is kind of outlined, has the flyRussia logo right there with the flag going off the back. And then moving on to the second vehicle is a stair truck. These ones are different than what they are, and you can probably see in the background there, than what is actually on the boxer image. On the boxer image, it kind of shows them having, especially for the catering truck, it shows it having the flyRussia logo on the front of the vehicle, and then having like a blue bottom portion to the truck on the box, but on the actual one there isn't. Same thing for, I'm sure the same thing for the stair truck as well. The stair truck shows the blue portion on the bottom, and then the entire bottom part being red as well. I'm sure there probably would be a flyRussia logo on the top of that as well. But there's still the flyRussia logo on the top, and then going along the sides of the truck as well. And then the bus is pretty much exactly like it is displayed or depicted on the box, with having pretty much being fully white, has the flyRussia logo on the top, and then the design for the flag going across the bottom as a stripe. The only thing it doesn't have is pretty much having the flyRussia logo displayed on the front there as well. So, but that pretty much is all the review for this playset. So overall, this playset is a relatively simple playset. It would have been cool. It really would be cool to see if this was an actual plane though. Definitely, this livery on a plane, on a 747 especially, would really look, would definitely look really nice. So, well, that pretty much is all for today's review video. So thank you all so much for watching, and once again, if you are looking for this model, the best place to look would be eBay UK, especially now. Just normal eBay from the UK would be a little bit more difficult. When this model was kind of back in production, it was a lot more common to see it on there, but especially now, your best luck would be looking on eBay UK for this playset. This is a playset I would recommend because it is a really nicely designed playset. In my opinion, it is a relatively underrated playset just because of the overall design of it. Well, once again, thank you all so much for watching. Please remember to like and subscribe, and I will see you all in the next video.